Greetings. And it's so good to see many of you again. I'm Stan Houston, and I have been a Udemy instructor for about the last two and a half years, doing a variety of things. And most of you who are watching this, you've signed up at least you signed up for one of my classes. Many of you have taken classes, and I'm very grateful for that. And I want to do some continuing work with you, even though my formal relationship with Udemy will change somewhat in a significant way, but I want to continue the relationship that we have because you've become friends and students to many of us together and with me personally, and I want that to continue. Now, a couple things. First of all, as many of you now know, that's why some of you are here, that I've actually taken all of my Udemy classes and I've made them free. I mean, they were at various prices and they're now free. And that means you can take any you want, as many times as you want, as long as you want, you can take them all. And I'm doing that for a number of reasons. First of all is I've come to the conclusion that I want to do things considerably different in terms of the kinds of classes that will be helpful and useful to you. And in fact, what I have now said is, just as I introduced it, is that for you, dear people, who are out there trying to make things happen in the international internet marketplace, that I want to very much focus on what I'm really good at doing. And that is, I've been a business performance coach for many years, and so I want to start coaching those of you who are very specifically involved in what I call PBI squared. Right, PBII, PBI squared. And that means that you want to increase your personal business internet income. Your personal business internet income. And we want to help you do a number of things that can help that to happen in your life. Just today, as I was making this program, I heard a new and different ad on the radio. Obviously, there are people who are doing Uber drivers and Lyft drivers and things like that. Obviously, there's Emily's List and a variety of things where people can sign up because they've got certain services. I'm on Fiverr. Many of you who are freelancers, you try and find your way on Fiverr. Now, simply, if you can do some odd jobs, some errands, you're just kind of good at something, and well, even if you're not really good at it, you can do it. And there's an app where you can find someone who could do some simple chores and errands for you. Now, that is changing everything. And most of us now are coming to the awareness that the job market is going to be different. Now, there will be all kinds of jobs that'll come and go and back and forth, though it could be very different. Lots of people in retail are going to lose their jobs as the retail industry changes significantly on the internet. In fact, I'm involved in a venture right now which is really going to change a good deal of how people are going to do their ordering for their restaurant service. And it's going to be a very nice thing, but a lot of people might lose their jobs because it will actually allow the restaurant to streamline their operation. So I want you to understand that the world is changing. And as a result of that, I'm very focused on helping people. If you look at my classes, there are all kinds of things. But right now, I want to be your personal, your personal business income internet coach, your PBI squared, your personal business internet income coach, and help you to increase your professional, your personal business income. Now, you have to understand a little bit about what I mean by that. Income is not just money. That's why I use that term. Certainly, when we think of income, we think of money. But you see, I'm talking about good things that come into your life. See, my view of life is that you try to attract and get good things to come into your life. Obviously, it might be money and things like that, but there's much more to life than money. At the same time, is, I'm trying to say is, a lot of this is how you treat each other, how you attract business into. So what I want to do in just about the 9 minutes that are left to me, I'd like to give you some ideas about how you can start to increase your personal business internet income. Now, first of all, I want you to understand that this is a new mindset. Now, there's a very popular book out now about mindset. Well, let me tell you, it's not just your mindset. In fact, if you get your mind to mindset, you're going to be in trouble. It's your mind spirit. It's not just how you set your mind, it's the openness, it is the thinking, it's that you're kind of ready to allow your mind to be more spiritual, to have more of a free flow to it, that you're seeking other opportunities rather than trying to get your mind set into things. And part of this is this. From now on, you have to begin to think of yourself as an entrepreneur. Think of yourself as a person. You may have a very good job with a very good company. But right now, I want you to say, well, that's who I'm working for this part of my life, for this stream of income. See, we're going to have to think of ourselves as people who are creating, and many of you have heard this before, multiple streams of income that will literally help you be able to adjust, have more freedom, come and go, live where you want, not retire if you don't want to retire. You have a mind spirit that says, I work in lots of ways, in lots of places, for a lot of different situations. Can you begin to think that way? Now that's totally different for most people. Now, with that in mind is, start to think of yourself as the proverbial company. You are a business unto yourself. Now, some of you, just for the very practical tax and other reasons, you should probably incorporate yourself. Just declare yourself an S corporation or a limited liability company. There may be ways that you actually decide to formally declare yourself a company. But other than that, you can think of yourself as a company. And you should. In fact, one of the things I tell people, and they say, well, if you're going to start your own business, you have to have a business plan. I say, no. You have to have a book cover. And what I mean by that is, find a way. If you were going to start your own business, and the way you started your business is you wrote a small book that you could use to demonstrate your wisdom and insight, be helpful and useful, and attract people to your business. Your book was written for the primary purpose of attracting people to you. What would your book cover be like? Don't worry about a business plan right now. The people say, first of all, you have to have a business plan. That's malarkey. What would be your book cover? Now here's what that is driving you to do. What that means is, who's the book for? Years ago, the great rock star Bob Dylan wrote a song called You've Got to Serve Somebody. You see, don't talk about the thing, the big thing. Don't talk about the business. Talk about who are the people you want to serve. Think about that. And how do you want to serve them? And the way you're going to begin to serve them is you have to write a small book so that they can be introduced to you. What would be your book cover? Now, the reason I'm asking you to do that is that means that every last one of you now have to come up with a signature slogan or logo. What would be your personal logo? What if, no matter what, whether you actually have a job with a company, what would be your personal calling card? Now, years ago, it was called a calling card as opposed to a business card. It was just simply a card that you'd pass out to people so that they knew who you were and the address and how they could contact you. What would be your book cover? What would be your calling card, your business card? What would be your personal signature for all of the variety of enterprises that you are going to be in? I have a friend who has found a way that he is just really handy at doing lots of things. I helped him. And we just designed a little logo, a personal logo, which is him. Not his company in that sense. He doesn't have a company. He has him. But he is a business. And he thinks of himself that way. In fact, he's becoming more and more to think of himself that way. And he asked me the other day, he said, "Do you think it's time for me to incorporate myself?" And I said, "Probably." And he said, "This is so great. I can do this as long as I'm healthy for the rest of my life and I enjoy it and I'm making more money and having more fun. This is wonderful. I should have done this years ago rather than driving that truck up and down Highway 1 for years." He's probably right. So I want you to think about what that book cover and what that book would be about and who it would be for. And then what would be that personal slogan or logo that you would have. Then let me ask you to do this question. Right now, with that in mind, these people you want to serve, start to write down all the things that you can do that you're good enough to get paid for. All right? You're good enough to do them that you could perhaps get paid for them. What would that be like? Now you're beginning to think like a business entrepreneur. These are the people I want to kind of serve and work with, and then what could I do that they would give me money? Now, with all of that in mind, the next step is simply to say this, is how do I want my life to be different? Now, as one of my good friends, mentors says, think of yourself as how would life be different if you could make an extra $1,000 a month? What would change? How would you like your life to be different? $500, $1,000, $2,000. What do you want to change in your life? Now, notice we haven't talked about the internet yet, but that's for another discussion, but I'll tell you this now. The internet will have to be involved. And that's why you're going to have to learn some internet and some broadcasting and some radio and television skills, but that's for another PBI squared show. How do you want your life to be different? There we go. Just some ideas and some thoughts. And what I'm going to be doing now is I'm actually going to be doing programs, coaching experience programs, little teach-abouts and coaching experience programs. And they will not qualify for Udemy because they're not long enough. I want to charge $1 or $2 at the most for them, and that doesn't fit into their program. What I want to do is be the coach to you so that in 15 or 20 minutes you can learn something significant, maybe every week, every month, and all it'll cost you is maybe 99 cents or $1. And you can learn together and learn with one another about how we can make life better. PBI squared. Our personal business internet income. I want to be your personal business internet income coach. You can reach out to me at stan@stanhouston.com. stan@stanhouston.com. Or if you want to try the Gmail, stanhouston@gmail.com. Stan Houston, all one word together, @gmail.com. Either one of those will reach me. And simply tell me that you're interested in being quite serious about PBI squared. Thank you. All the best and blessings to you. I'm Stan Houston, auditioning to be your coach. May it go well for you. And bye for now.